Today, on What It's Like, 1939, Lincoln Zephyr, flathead V12. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that fills you in on the lost and forgotten classics, vintage, some exotics, tons of orphan cars. Seriously, if you dig the orphan cars, we have a playlist with all of the orphan cars to date, as well as other playlists for different years. And the only reason I'm saying that is because we recently had a big growth spurt last month, so I just wanted to say welcome to this car community. We dive in deep with specs, period, ads, but most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a totally awesome channel that you will dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. Okay, we gotta take it down a notch. Sometimes I just can't help myself. I'm not yelling at you, I'm just a passionate person about cars. This 1939 Lincoln Zephyr is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, largest consignor, eastern region of the US of A, with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. For more information, pricing, and pictures, be sure to click the link below after the show. 1939 Lincoln model lineup: Model K, followed by Zephyr, and making its debut for 1939 was the Lincoln Continental, but it wouldn't go on sale until the 1940 model year. Lincoln marketed the Zephyr between the years of 1936 to 1942. The Zephyr was the junior to Model K. Zephyr competed with Chrysler Airflow, LaSalle, Packard 120. That might be a little bit of foreshadowing to what's to come for Would You Rather. 1939 was the last year of the Model K. Edsel Ford, the only son of Henry Ford, gave birth to the Lincoln Zephyr, designed by E.T. Gregory. Zephyr was derived from the Greek word Zephyrus, or god of the west wind. The Zephyr was the first successful streamlined car. The Zephyr also had a lower coefficient of drag than the Chrysler Airflow. 1939 Lincoln Zephyr could be had as a two-door convertible coupe, four-door sedan, two-door coupe sedan, four-door convertible sedan, four-door limo, and two-door coupe. Let's compare. 1939 is essentially a carryover body design that dates back to 1938. So we're going to compare the 37 on top, 39 on the bottom, starting in the front. Two totally different designs, but they do have a few similarities. Both use the teardrop headlights. Both headlights are mounted in the front of the fenders. Both have wing windows and fender skirts, petite running boards. Both have single-piece windshields. Body designs are teardrop shaped. Bumpers have been revised. The 39 is all filled in, whereas the 37, the fenders flow parallel with the hood, with more of a valley in between the hood. The 39 also has a bit of a valley, but it's more filled in than the 37s. The grills are totally different. Looking at the side profile, which is mostly the same, or I should say the body silhouette is roughly the same. Wheel covers have been changed. Both front and rear fenders are different. Rear designs are also different. The 37 has this half moon curve, where the 39 has this ever so slight reverse curve. Tail sections are totally different. The license plate bracket on the fender as opposed to the center of the trunk on the 39. Tail lights are also different. They look like mini Dagmars on the 37, and they go teardrop on the 39. Look at those fenders. The more you look at them, the more you see. Moving to the dash. Bit of conflicting information. So I looked at this car. This car is listed as a 39. The dash of the 39 is different than the dash of the 38, but I also saw cars with this dash from 1938. I also saw 39 has the same dash as our 39s for sale. So regardless, both have everything in the center. 1937, his and her glove boxes, as well as his and her ashtrays. The radio takes up the spot of one of those ashtrays. Which one do you like better in the comment section below? Let's talk specs. 210 inches long, 69.5 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 125 inches. It weighs 3,525 pounds. Price, $1,325, which is equivalent to you spending $28,677.19 in the year 2023. Total 1939 Lincoln production was 22,711 units, of which total Zephyr was 21,000 units, and of that number, two-door coupe was 2,500 units produced. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer. 267.3 cubic inch displacement, 75-degree flathead V12, 4.4 liters. It's good for 110 brake horsepower at 3,900 RPM, 186 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM with a compression rating of 6.7 to 1. Features 4 main bearings, built of cast iron, and backed with a 3-speed manual transmission. Let's talk styling. Just wow. Look at this car. Look at all of the stainless. I love the teardrop headlights here in the front. They're absolutely massive. I love that these fenders have just an ever so slight crease. And just look at the fender design, as well as grille. Here's what the top down looks like. Beautiful hood ornament here. Notice the hood has a center crease, ever so slight, that leads up to this chrome or stainless. Look at how these bumpers are designed with 2 overriders, and it comes to a point here in the center. It's actually bent. There's a better representation of it. Also, just notice it's creased the whole way down. Look at that beautiful Zeppelin badge. How is a teardrop shape on a teardrop car? Look at this bright work down here. The running boards are really small, very petite. This car does have drip rails. Check out the wing windows. They're not really vent windows, they're wing windows. This line that comes off. And this piece that comes across. Notice the shape of this car. It's like teardrop shaped. If I could look at it from the top down, it goes to a point here, but it bows out. Like right here is the widest point, and then it comes back in. Look at how absolutely massive these fender skirts are. Coming back here to these teardrop taillights. Very petite, very subtle crease going down. Absolutely beautiful light here for the license plate light. While we're back here, we might as well get in the trunk. Full-size spare tire there. Trunk is very interestingly designed. The spare tire would go right there. That's what the top of the trunk looks like. Before getting inside, look at all the texture effects that are going on with this door handle. So this one doesn't have a door panel, unfortunately. We can't talk about what the door panel looks like, so we're not going to be able to put the window down to show what what those wing windows do. This looks all simulated. Take a look at this interior. Coming down inside the pedal box, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Here is what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood looks like. Steering wheel is in my chest area. I'm sure the seat could go back. I'm not going to mess with it. On to the button switches and knobs. Radio with radio controls. one center binnacle that has everything located inside of it: coolant temperature, gasoline gauge, oil pressure, amp meter, speedometer with odometer inside of it in the center. Just below that are the headlights, hand throttle, choke, lighter, and clock. The clock position is super weird in this car. It almost looks like it was an afterthought. Up above, this car doesn't have any sun visors or a rear view mirror. I think it's missing that. This car isn't 100% complete if you haven't noticed, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to showcase this car. This car has his and her glove boxes, but there isn't a bottom in the his glove box. Let's check this one over here. Same thing. There's nothing in the glove box section. The ashtray is right here. It operates like that. Coming to the under the hood section, this moves and it releases the hood. So just check out that absolutely gorgeous V12 that sits way down inside. Oil filter. Generator is right up on top. Radiator. It looks like this one has two water pumps just like the flathead V8. Very interesting design. Battery box would be back there. Check out the side vents that help with cooling. On the positive side, unique and pioneered styling, the first successful streamliner, very strong club support, interesting and often rare models and trim variations. Against it, medium priced, few open models were built. None were built between 36 and 37. Many late ones were scrapped for continental recreations. Mechanically somewhat unreliable and prone to overheating. Underpowered, especially in the convertibles. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. Two scenarios today. Steak or chicken, paper or plastic. Two scenarios today. In the first scenario, these are all coupes. 1939 Chrysler Royal or 1939 Lincoln Zephyr or 1939 Packard 120 or 1939 LaSalle. I am going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Moving on to the second scenario. They are the same. They're just in the four-door variants. 1939 Chrysler Royal or 1939 Lincoln Zephyr or 1939 Packard 120 or 1939 LaSalle. Once again, I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give both the name of the band and song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. Thank you so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would like to get in touch with me, shoot me an email. All of that will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all of the support. And until next time, here's some scenes for our next episode. Actually, next episode is going to be discussion episode Friday. I don't have the episode planned yet. I have a couple ideas circulating in my head. I might make a poll for that. I don't know yet. But hopefully see you on Friday with an episode that I don't have done yet. And until then, toodaloo! This kid, man, he doesn't even know how to pronounce Campbell. It's Campbell, like the chicken soup. This kid's not good at pronouncing anything. His pronunciation is just about as good as his car reviews, which he doesn't know jack shit about. There is way more to life than getting upset about pronunciations, and depending on where you live in the world, everybody pronounces things totally different. Like, I pronounce things totally different than a southerner would pronounce things. Just saying.